Today I'm going to be sharing with you my personal red pill experience. I watched The Matrix when I was a kid. I think everybody by now has watched it. The idea of taking a pill and changing the reality that you live in, the reality that you perceive to be real, and sort of shedding that and living in a truer reality, that concept has been fascinating to me. And I think it's fascinating to a lot of people. My red pill experience as far as the legal system, the government, my rights, financial institutions, it's been a good journey, and I feel in a lot of ways I'm still just starting it. I would say 5 years ago, I came across a guy named Corey Ibe, and that he has a podcast. I highly recommend everybody going to his podcast, agenda31.org. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He lives in California. And in this video, he's talking about how he creates a common law ID, gives instructions on how to do it, getting it notarized and sending it off to get, I believe it's called an apostille, and how he uses it. He uses his for identification for when he's interacting with authorities, like when he's pulled over by a policeman. That idea just was so new to me, and it kind of was like a mind-boggling idea that you don't have to use a driver's license to identify yourself. You don't necessarily need to have a driver's license when you're in, driving. And at the time, I had no idea there was a difference between driving and traveling. So I'm researching the common law ID, and I come across the right to travel, which is, hand in hand with the common law ID. The idea that there are legal definitions and Supreme Court cases and traffic codes that all point back to the idea that there is a distinction between driving and traveling, and operating a motor vehicle or traveling in commercial goods. I couldn't believe it. This whole time, I was always worried about passing my driver test. If it expired, if it got suspended, I could be fined, I could get my car towed, I could go to jail, all these different ramifications for something that didn't even apply to me. And it was my choice. It was my choice to allow them to put their boot on me and make me submit to stuff that doesn't or shouldn't apply to me. I mean, I was seeing the light, but I was getting pissed off and confused. Like, if this is the case, how come people aren't doing it? How come we're not revolting? People should be rioting in the streets, but silence. Nobody knows about this stuff, really. Then I read Erwin Schiff's book. I saw his YouTube series on paying income tax and how that doesn't apply. Most people do not have incomes. Most individuals do not have incomes. We have wages. And I've been following his zero income tax return system for 5 years. And I always file exempt whenever I start a new job for my tax withholdings. And I've had no issues. It seems to be working great. But all the other stuff was like, I was way too afraid to act on it, because I've seen videos of people in court or on the side of the road with the cops breaking their windows and pepper spraying them and being hauled out of court. And technically, they are right. They are correct. But nobody cares. The cops certainly don't care, and the judges don't care. Everything that surrounds us is hostile. Cops carry guns and tasers and pepper spray and nightsticks and can do basically whatever they want. And if we appear to be resisting, then they can really do whatever they want. I mean, it's crazy. It's very intimidating. So for years, I didn't do anything. And then lately, I came across a whole new wave of information. It was like a second light bulb went off in my head that there were ways of accomplishing the same goal, but with different methods. The state citizen passport, I found out just recently that is used as a government-issued ID that can be successfully used in place of Social Security cards and driver's licenses. It was like my reality was shaken, because here the government issues me ID that reclassifies me, my type of citizenship, and it's not only acknowledged by them, but it's issued by them. Okay, that's crazy. I mean, that's awesome. That's like what I was waiting for this whole time, was some legal recognized way to not fight the government, but use their rules to accomplish the same thing. Then I came across April Lejeune, and she's got this, it's not her thing, but she's promoting it, Treasury Direct Account, where you can do accepted for value for debts and bills and all this stuff. Got really excited about that, and then after about 2 weeks, realized people were going to jail for this, maybe because they were doing it wrong, or maybe because the whole thing is a scam, and I really don't know. But a lot of what she said, I think, has a foundation of truth. And she references this lady, Anna von Reitz, and I got her book, You Know Something's Wrong When. And Anna goes into a lot of the history of the United States of America and the United States, and different types of citizenship, different types of jurisdiction, different types of courts, layer upon layer, and breaks it down to this time period. This started to happen, so you can understand the flow of our history when it comes down to when a type of citizenship was created, and how the transition to nullifying or mothballing other types of citizenship. So her information has been great, but the real question in my mind was, how do I practically use it without going to jail? Enter Stage Right Law, Lighthouse Law Club. Mark Emery has done such an amazing job teaching the practical side of all these things. And I'll just give you one example. Erwin Schiff teaches a zero income tax return, which I have been using. Mark Emery teaches a totally different method, and it basically goes like this. You write a letter to the IRS begging them to allow you to pay income taxes. You just are unclear about the laws that apply to make you liable and how it's calculated. You have a list of things that you would like to be cleared up before you start paying your income taxes. And you give them 30 days, and they are supposed to get back to you, but they never do. And so you send them an extension, and they never get back to you. So you send them a final letter. Based upon their silence, you can only assume that their silence is agreement with you that it's too confusing and the laws don't apply, and so you're not going to pay. So if you ever do get taken to court for back income taxes, you have proof that you've been trying to pay for years, and they can't touch you. The Lighthouse Law Club, I'm so excited. I really want you guys to subscribe to my channel and to share this. It needs to go viral, because the more you guys support me and my efforts to share this stuff, the more education I can get from the Lighthouse Law Club, the more I can share. And this is just such a powerful, practical application to some of these sovereign citizen arguments. He doesn't even like the term sovereign citizen. He would much rather play by their rules, by their laws, and come out better off than these so-called sovereign citizen groups, because they're fighting the system, and Mark is using their own system against them. I think it's brilliant. I'm going to leave a link in the description on the Lighthouse Law Club. Feel free to make comments on your red pill experiences and how you're using the knowledge that you've gained in your own practical experiences. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good day.